and welcome to the Albert Lea Public Library's August Take and Make Craft tutorial. My name is Anise. I am the Assistant Director and I am in charge of all the adult programming at the library. So we put together these awesome craft kits that you can pick up with your no contact pickup order or just request one on its own and we'll schedule a time that you can pick it up. And so you can do a craft at home. So when you get your bag, you will receive 3 different colors of colored paper. They're going to be all different colors, so it's just a random mix of colors. You will get 1 piece of cardstock. So you have a piece of cardstock here. And then you have 4 different shapes that you could use for your paper mosaic if you wish, just to get you started. We've got a bird, flower, a boat, and then an outline of the shape of Minnesota. And then also you are going to get a glue stick. So those are the supplies that will come in your bag. And then you will need a pair of scissors and a writing utensil, preferably a pencil. So from your own house, scissors and pencil, otherwise everything else is provided for you. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through the steps of how to do this. So I've got a piece of cardstock here. And I'm going to take the shape that I want to use. You can use one of our shapes, or you can just draw your own free design. But we wanted to include some shapes just in case you're not sure what you want to do. So if you're going to use one of our shapes, you're going to want to trace the outline of it. If you're going to use your own shape, go ahead and draw what you're going to do on the piece of paper. It doesn't have to be exact trace or an exact drawing because you're going to cover it up with colored paper, but just so you get close, so you get an idea of the shape that you're going to do. So we're just going to finish tracing here. Perfect. So I have a pretty faint outline of my bird on the piece of paper. So the next step, decide which colors you're going to use. You could use all 3, you could use 2. So I'm going to take some of my paper and just start cutting it into shapes. So the best way to do it is to cut it into a strip and then just kind of cut random shapes out of it. I like to do a few of these and then leave some paper handy so that those curved edges or really small spaces in between the pieces of paper, you can cut a piece of paper that fits there. So I've got a little bit of yellow there, so I'm going to take some blue for the background, and I'm just going to use 2 colors for my bird, but you could use more. And how big or how small you cut the pieces are up to you. The smaller they are, the more gluing you have to do. But arguably, you know, some vary sizes. You don't want shapes all the same size or the same shape, or the same general shape. It's good to have a variety of shapes. So I've got some yellow and some blue here. So I'm going to start with the bird. You don't have to start with the shape inside. You can start however you want. But the best thing to do is to put glue on a little bit of your shape. Start with a small area. And then go ahead and fit your shapes in. It's okay if they go outside of the shape that you drew. That's not a problem because some other things, the blue could cover it up when you do that outside color. So as you can see here, I'm just going to start gluing some shapes down. So as you'll see, I started with the tail and I've got some little pieces here where I don't have shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut one of my shapes out into a small piece and stick it there so it covers it up. Now, you want to leave some white space in between the pieces of paper. You don't have to leave white space on every shape, but you want to leave some white space because when you think of a mosaic, you can see the grout in between the shapes. So that's, so just leave a little bit of space rather than filling it all up. So I've got some yellow here. Let me just put in a little bit of blue so you can see the contrast in the video. And I'm just taking shapes and placing on what fits, and then I'll fill in the gaps later. So if you have little gaps of shapes, you can cut paper that will fit in those spaces. So this is the start of the bird. You can see I left some gaps here to see so that some of the white paper shines through. So you would continue that until your entire paper is filled, and then you will end up with something like this. This was the example I made. So it's a kayak with an oar, and you can see there's white space. I used 3 different colors. And when you're done, you can use this as is. You could frame it. Some people put Mod Podge over it just to kind of seal the paper. But you'll end up with a paper mosaic like this. We are going to have a meetup. So if you pick up a craft bag and you create the craft and you want to share what you made with others, on Tuesday, August 18th at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a meetup. So you can show off what you made and talk about the process, how the craft was for you. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What you would do differently the second time, things like that. So we'll meet up virtually, so you can register on our website, alplonline.org, or you can give us a call at the library and we'll get you registered for that. So we'll be back in September with a new craft in a new craft bag, but I hope you enjoy the paper mosaic.